Hi, everybody. Welcome again. Join us today for Enjoy English School. I'm Bruce.
大家好，我是 Bernice.
Today is our second day to talk about pain. Who wants to talk about pain? Well, once we realize why we have pain and how we can benefit from it, we'll appreciate it.
没错，所以虽然疼痛呢是大家觉得一个非常不舒服的经验，可是当我们知道为什么人类会有疼痛的反应，还有我们对于这些疼痛的反应，我们要如何的去应对呢？其实它是对我们很好的。
Okay, let's take a very short break before we start reading our Day 2 material.
The powerful benefits of pain. Curiously, there are a small number of people who don't feel any pain at all. They suffer from a condition known as congenital insensitivity to pain, CIP. People with CIP can still tell the difference between hot and cold things. They also know if objects are dull or sharp. However, they are not aware of extremes. So they won't feel pain if they burn themselves or slice their finger with a knife. So far, there are only about 20 cases of CIP on record. However, experts believe that many more people have had it, but that they probably died from injuries before it could be identified. A young man named Stefan Betts is someone living with CIP. The 25-year-old says that many people think his inability to feel pain is a superpower. Betts disagrees, though. He thinks that not feeling any pain has made his life more difficult. As a child, he bit part of his tongue off and broke his foot after jumping down the stairs. In both cases, he didn't notice anything was wrong. If his parents hadn't noticed, his injuries could have gotten much worse. To survive, Betts must constantly remind himself to be careful about everything. So, the next time you are hurt in an accident, don't hate the pain you feel. Keep in mind that it is a gift from nature that is keeping you safe.
Curiously, there are a small number of people who don't feel any pain at all. We're both, Pain is such a natural part of our lives, and we think, well, animals feel pain, we feel pain. But it's true, and it's curious. This means it seems hard to believe that there are people who do not have these A delta or C fibers, and you would think, I wish I didn't ever feel any pain. But as we explained yesterday, if you cannot feel pain, you might not be able to avoid some kinds of natural accidents.
所以我们之前有提到，能够感觉到这个 pain 呢，这本来就是一个很自然的反应啊。哇，所以他说 curiously 就是哇，你觉得很难相信，怎么那么怪呢？竟然真的有 small number of， 就是有少数的人，a small， 记得用 small 这个字去修饰那个 number， 后面接可数的名词。所以他说确实有少数的人，他们根本一点都不 not at all 一点都不会觉得疼痛，确实好奇怪。
These people we just described, they suffer from a condition known as congenital insensitivity to pain, CIP. Doctors have a name for everything. Congenital means it's part of their body. It's a natural part of their ability or inability. And the inability is to be sensitive to things. So, insensitivity, they are not sensitive. It's a natural being not sensitive to pain.
好的，那么这一群呢，完全不觉得疼痛的这一群少数的人呢，其实他们就是患有这样子的一种病症， 好，我们讲的 condition 就是它是一个这样的一个病症。好，这个病症它不是有这种什么我们讲的这个病菌啊这种病症，不是。好，就是它比如说像气喘这样的一个东西。那我们把它的名称呢 known as 就是它的名称呢是以什么来出名，是以什么来著名的呢？我们把它称之为先天性的。好，这个字就是指先天，你天生身体里面就有这样的一个东西。Insensitivity， 我们刚才听到Bruce老师讲了 sensitive 就是你对于这个东西很敏感，加了 in 就是你不敏感了。好，所以呢，你觉得先天性无痛症，然后简称为 CIP。
People with CIP can still tell the difference between hot and cold things. There's a difference between being insensitive to pain and not being able to feel anything. They can still feel, but it's not as we experience it as a painful thing. It's just, oh, that's really hot. Oh, it's burning my hand. But they don't feel the pain.
对，所以呢，有这个 CIP 的这一群人呢，他们并不是说，他们真的所有的感觉都没有，他们还是有感觉的，所以他们依旧呢能够 tell the difference between， 就是分辨两个东西之间的差异性。可是他分辨出来什么东西呢？就是他摸到很烫的水。啊，好烫哦！啊，我的手怎么受伤了这样？可是它不会痛，因为我们碰到烫水，我们就好痛 ，ouch 就会出现了。可他们没有，那他也可以感觉到冷的、凉的东西，这他都有感觉的。
They also know if objects are dull or sharp. When you hear sharp, think of knife. That's sharp.Or a piece of broken glass, that's sharp. The opposite is dull. There's hardly any feeling at all. If something is a dull pain, is almost hard to feel.
好，所以这一群人呢，他们同时除了冷热，他们可以分辨这个冷、这个热，同时他们也知道呢 if 就是 whether 是否呢，他们碰到的这些 objects 这些物品呢，到底是比较钝的还是比较 sharp， 就像老师刚才讲的刀子啦或破掉的玻璃，那个头尖尖的，他去摸他知道它是尖的，可他不会觉得痛。那如果相反的就是 dull， 就是它是钝的。总之他们就是可以分辨出来这是尖的钝的，可它不会痛这样子。
However, they are not aware of extremes. And we just gave you some good examples. Hot and cold, those are extremes. Maybe you can think of the word opposite. Dull and sharp. Extremes, they are the opposite.
所以这边的 extremes 呢，本来就是讲极端相反的东西。好，所以像刚才我们就讲了，冷跟热它就是一种相反，还有呢尖的跟钝的它就是一种相反。所以这一群人呢，其实呢他们根本就没有办法 be aware of， 就是他们没有办法察觉到这些所谓的冷热，还有这种所谓的钝跟尖，其实他们是察觉不到的。
So, the people with CIP, they won't feel pain if they burn themselves or slice their finger with a knife. And this is why we started telling you yesterday why pain is important.
所以为什么我们说疼痛很重要，就是像你看如果这一群人，这群有 CIP 的这一群人呢，他们根本不会感觉到疼痛，就是如果今天他碰到很热的东西，他只是说好热哦，可他并不觉得他的手在烧起来，有没有？然后或者是他在切东西的时候呢，用刀子切到手指，他就说我流血了 I'm bleeding， 可是他不会觉得疼痛，那这样是太危险的一件事情了。
Okay, let's stop here for a while. When we come back, we'll continue with the second paragraph. Welcome back. Now let's continue with the second paragraph. So far. Not, it's a long way away. This so far is up to now, until now. There are only about 20 cases of CIP on record. Only 20 people have been found to have this condition.
所以呢，到了目前为止呢，其实呢，像刚才我们讲的这些 CIP 的人，他们大概呢，在记录上面就有20个曾经患有这样子先天性无痛症的案例。
However, but experts believe that many more people have it, not just 20 people. Now, notice on record. This means the doctor knows about these people. They have been tested. They are sure about these 20 people, but they suppose there must be others as well, but that they probably died from injuries before it could be identified. So again, if they cut themselves and they're bleeding, but they don't feel anything or they don't feel pain and they don't notice that they're bleeding, they could bleed out. They could die from blood loss.
没错，所以这边就讲到了。可是呢，专家他怎么样的认为什么事呢？这边 that 是一个当作受词，它是一个名词子句的 that， 当作 belief 的受词。他们专家就这么认为了。其实可能还有很多的人 have had it， 就是有这样子 CIP 的这样的一个这个病症。好，只是说呢，刚才讲的 on record 就是医生所记录下来的，大概只有20个，但是可能或许还有更多这样的人有这样的病症，而且呢，也是怎么样，很有可能呢。可是这件事情也是怎么样呢 ？They probably 可能或许呢，他们还没有怎么样，在被 identify 就是被确认、被认出来之前。其实呢，他们可能就已经受伤而死掉了，因为我们知道他切到他自己的手指头，他不会痛，那他可能一直流血，最后就会失血过多死掉了。对。
Here's an example. A young man named Stephen Betts is someone living with CIP. Now we're going to talk about an actual person who has the condition CIP.
好，所以接下来他就马上举了一个例子，而且这还是一个年轻人。这个年轻人呢，他就是一个怎么样呢 ？Living with who lives with CIP， 就是他一辈子在到他这个年纪的时候，都一直跟这个先天性无痛症是共生共存的。
The 25-year-old, that's how young he is, the 25-year-old, says that many people think his inability to feel pain is a superpower.
Wow.
Superman doesn't feel pain. Maybe Batman feels
Spider-Man.
pain. Yeah, all of the superheroes.
Yeah.
Even if they feel pain, they ignore it. But Mr. Betts is one who he can feel these extremes, but it's not painful to him.
对，所以呢，这个25岁的这位年轻人呢，他就是有这样的一个 CIP 的病症。可是呢，没想到他竟然说，有很多人认为说，哇，你怎么那么厉害？你这种 inability to， 就是他没有这样的能力去做这个事情。什么样的能力呢？就是你不觉得疼痛这样的一个能力。他觉得你是 Spider-Man 吗？你是 Superman 吗？怎么那么棒？怎么那么好呢？反倒有人还这样子认为呢。
Betts disagrees, though. We think superpower, but he doesn't. He disagrees. He does not agree with us.
可是呢，你本人当然不是这么样的认为啊，对不对？所以他不觉得这是一个 superpower
Betts thinks that not feeling any pain has made his life more difficult. It's been more difficult for him to live an average life.Because he doesn't feel pain.
没错，所以你看，像他本人就是说，我真的不觉得那是一种超能力。为什么？因为我没有办法感觉任何的这个疼痛，这件事情呢，已经使得我的生活变得更加的困难了。我如果真的把手指头切掉了，我也不痛；我真的把整个手给砍断了，我大概也觉得不痛。那是不是太可怕的一件事情了
？Well, we're going to continue talking about Steve Betts in the next and last paragraph, so let's take a short break first.
好的。
Okay, let's continue and finish. As a child, he bit part of his tongue off and broke his foot after jumping down the stairs. These are two good examples of why not feeling pain is not in your best interest because we've been saying for 2 days, pain teaches us what to avoid, how to protect ourselves. Without this feeling, he bit part of his tongue off. Usually, I do this because I eat too fast.
Oh, my God.
And so now and then I will bite my tongue. Oh boy,
yeah.
that hurts.
Really?
And it teaches me, slow down, idiot.
Idiot.
Another example is, I remember this as a child. We lived in a 2-story or 3-story building, and you had to climb stairs. Well, children don't want to climb one stair. We jump down the stairs. Well, he broke his foot when he did this. If I did it and broke my foot, I'd be crying, and then I would cry harder after my father beat me for being so stupid. So pain can teach us things.
没错，所以这边呢 Bruce 老师用他自己来举例，不过他感觉得到疼痛。OK， 第一个就是说，这个刚才我们讲这个25岁这个青年呢，他在小孩的时候呢，他就曾经把他的舌头的一部分给他咬断了，好可怕。所以像刚才 Bruce 老师说，他吃太快了，所以他就咬到他自己的舌头，但是没有断掉，就是咬到一下，你就会觉得很痛。所以他老师就说：“你这个呆子，你这个白痴，有没有？”好，然后呢，再来第二个 ，Bruce 老师也曾经发生过，就是他是小男孩的时候呢，他明明呢就要慢慢的爬上去，可是小朋友呢就是没耐性，很顽皮，他就非要用跳的，所以当他一跳上去的时候呢，跳到那个楼梯的阶梯上面呢，就把腿给摔断了。那 Bruce 老师就会哭，哭了以后，他爸爸再把他用力的打一顿，就哭得更凶了。可是这个25岁的青年，他根本一点感觉都没有。
So, pain can teach you things.
没错。
Continuing, in both cases, the tongue and the foot, these are the cases, he didn't notice anything was wrong. He couldn't feel pain that would tell him you are missing part of your tongue, and it was probably bleeding as well. And the foot, whoa, if you twist your ankle or break your foot, even a toe, it's very painful because we need to walk.
当然，所以呢，这边就说了，在刚才这个舌头跟脚的这两个案例之中呢，这个小男孩根本当时一点都没有察觉啊 ，What's wrong？ 发生什么事了？啊，我都不晓得，我腿断啦，啊，我的舌头被我咬掉了，他通通一点感觉都没有。
If his parents, and we're talking about Steve Betts again, if his parents hadn't noticed, if they didn't see, hey, you just jumped down the stairs, are you okay? Oh, I don't feel any pain. But then they take off the shoe, take off the sock, and they can see where the blood has turned blue, or they could maybe see a broken bone or something. If they hadn't noticed anything was wrong, he would be in big trouble. The injuries would have gotten much worse.
没错，所以你看这边讲到了一个比较稍微复杂一点这个文法的句型，它在讲的是 if 的一个假设语气。不过这个假设语气，同学，因为我们讲的是这个25岁年轻人在小时候发生的，所以它是跟过去相反的一个假设。那我们的时态要用过去完成式，也就是用 had 加上 PP。所以你看它的第一个句子说，要不是如果呢那个时候他的父母亲，当时就是他才是小朋友的时候，他的父母亲呢，那个时候要不是他父母亲呢，当时如果万一没有发现怎么办？表示其实当时父母亲有发现，因为它是一个假设语气。那么他当时的受伤呢 ，could have 加上 PP， 好，一样，就是我们刚才讲的这个是跟过去相反假设的这个句型。那当时他的受伤一定会更加的严重了。
Okay, now to survive, this takes us away from the superhero idea about people with CIP. To survive, Betts must constantly remind himself again and again. He must always be aware that he could be injured. He doesn't feel it, but the injury could harm him. So he has to be careful about everything. Picking up things, just walking around. Did he hit something? Then he should have it checked to see if it's okay. But he has to do this all the time. Does that sound like fun to you?
好，所以 to survive 就 in order to survive，你为了要生存下去啊，你总不能一辈子说啊我不会痛，好就这样继续生活，所以你一定有一些生活的方式是跟别人不一样。所以这个25岁的青年，他一定要 must， 一定必须要这么做，不断持续的提醒他自己。提醒自己什么事情呢 ？To be careful about， 你一定要仔细，你一定要小心任何事情。你不能像我们正常人一样，我们觉得痛啊，我就知道这边有一个伤口。可是他可能每天玩完回家之后，他把全身都脱光了，才看啊，我这边受伤了啊，我这边断了啊，这样子。所以他每天都要告诉他自己，我要持续的做这件提醒的事情。
So, the next time you are hurt in an accident,Don't hate the pain you feel. There's a reason, we've been talking about it for 2 days now, there's a good reason why we have pain. We can learn from our environment and our own actions, and it will prevent worse problems than just the pain.
没错，所以呢，在下一次呢，如果呢我们在一场这个意外之中呢，要是不小心受伤的话，怎么办呢？其实呢，你不要去讨厌你所感觉到的那个疼痛，因为我们刚才讲了，疼痛是一个保护的作用。
And that's why the last sentence is, keep in mind that, remember, be aware that it, pain, is a gift from nature. What do you mean it's a gift? Because this is keeping you safe. It teaches you about your environment and prevents you from getting a much more serious condition or situation.
没错，所以呢，我们一定要谨记在心。什么事呢？疼痛其实是大自然给我们的一个 gift， 它是一个礼物呢。为什么这么说呢？因为这个礼物确实可以让我们呢安安全全的生活下去。
Okay, that's it for our second day. We hope you now appreciate why we have pain and that it never feels good, but you can learn from it and it may be preventing you from much more serious situation.
是的。
All right, we're going to take a very short break, and when we come back, we have our review. Okay, first item. Suffer from is to feel harm or pain about or from something.
我们可以讲到患有或遭受什么样的疼痛。
Tell the difference between, tell is not talk, it is to feel or understand A and B are different.
分辨 A 跟 B 之间的不同。
Dull is the opposite of sharp, so it is smooth, gentle feeling.
所以这两个是一个相反的字，一个是钝的，就是摸起来比较平滑的，一个就是比较尖锐的。
Die from means you die, why? From something.
就是你因为什么样的原因而死亡。
Identify is to be able to prove or know that something is the way it is.
你可以辨认得出、认出来什么东西。
Disagree, of course, is the opposite of agree. You do not share the same opinion.
Disagree 就是不同意 ，agree 就是同意了。
Constantly, all the time, time and time again.
一直不断的。
Keep in mind that, remember, be aware that.
对于一件事情要谨记在心。
Okay, hope you've enjoyed the last 2 days with us. We've enjoyed being with you. Till the next time, bye-bye.
Bye.